Good morning, curling fans. Welcome into day 3, round number 7 here at the Austrian Curling Open 2024 in beautiful Kitzbühel, Austria. I am looking forward to it. We're starting to get down to the money matches. One more round of what do you say, like placements, and then it goes into the money time.
Yeah, I mean it's important. I think each team will have one more opportunity to try and get in that top eight. For teams in the top eight right now, they'll have to defend that spot, trying to win. For teams not in the top eight, well, they will really have to try and win to claim that spot in the top eight. So afterwards, at 2 o'clock, we have the big finale. Teams getting in the top eight will have prizes. In top four, money prizes, and then of course the big finale. The big reward there is being on Korea TV, so that's really what teams are aiming for here. But yeah, interesting day today. And talking about that kind of interesting stuff. We have 4 matches going on. You can see it underneath, and I think Genner against Verreken is a pretty nice one. They are ranked first and second right now, which is pretty strong. But yeah, if you lose, you might as well drop suddenly towards position number 9, and then you're out of the tournament. So you can go from spot 2 to being eliminated in under 2 hours, basically.
Oh, I did not realize that. I didn't figure they could drop out of the money prizes the prizes altogether. But
Yeah, I
hey,
think
that
for
is the nature of the Schenkel system. Is you play and you got to win. Yeah, it's good morning. You have to win to keep going. So that's just how it works.
Yeah, let's have a quick peek at what happened yesterday evening. A lot of matches, so I'm not going to walk through every 16 of them, but a huge amount of matches. They resulted into a ranking, and this is the current ranking. So you can see that the Austrian teams are performing pretty strong so far in this tournament. I think that's one of the conclusions. You can see all of the Austrian flags over on the left side, and of course, after today, some of them might drop back again because we have Austrian teams. Not all of them might win. Who knows?
Yeah, half of the teams on the right side are probably going to lose. We can still play for a draw, a tie, but we haven't seen one yet. So half of them are going to lose. Half of the teams on the right side are going to win. So it's going to shuffle things around. It's really going to come down to those ends and stones to set up the final places. So everything is important. You're going to see teams that normally with the big lead would be laying off, playing a little safer, but with the points and ends mattering, you're going to have to keep pushing. You're going to see maybe some scores where somebody's up 7 points with an end left, and they're going to still be trying to score. So normally you wouldn't see that in curling, but
Yeah.
with the Schenkel system, you're forced to.
Yeah, and all of these teams with 4 points right now, if they assume that either Team Verreken or Team Genner, one of the teams will lose, they will have and if you have 4 points and you win, you get up to 6 points, and then ends become the tiebreaker. So for all the teams with 4 points now, it's super important to not just win, but win with quite a lot of ends, because winning big could suddenly bump you up into the final by kind of beating the tiebreakers against all of the other 6-point teams later today.
Yeah, and you can see Team Verreken with only 12 ends won and 23 stones. They're a fewer number of ends than some of the teams below them. So yeah, they're going to have to try to be pushing, be aggressive, play for every end that they can, because even if they lose, those ends could matter where they finish. So
yeah, and for instance, GeForce and Team Hofer, they have 4 wins both, but then they have 15 and 14 ends, which is even better than the teams 1 and 2 win the rank, and 26 and 30 points. So the winner of this morning's game might be a team that we'll see later today in the final.
Yep. So what else do we have? Let's look at our schedule for the rest of today. It's morning.
Yeah.
No windows, no walls. I don't know, or no windows in here. Don't know what time it is.
No walls, yeah, or no
No
walls
walls
here.
outside.
No floors. Oh my God,
We cease
hang
to
on to your
exist.
seats here.
We are just ether in the air. So you can see we've got GeForce and Hofer this morning, followed up by Garmisch and Durbrisch on the broadcast as our next session. That's that second half, the right side of the standings, and then we'll figure out whoever's first and second at the end of all of this. We'll be here on the broadcast later this afternoon, and it's nice that it's a mystery.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of mystery, as you say, to the whole stream. And what I also like about this morning is we have a couple of new nations coming on the stream. So I think we haven't had a Hungarian team so far.
No.
We didn't had Swiss team so far. That's the first time.
Yep.
We did had a German team, the junior women's team, Team Messentail.
Yep.
But 4 different nations tomorrow or this morning, and then who knows in the final. That's a big surprise, but I think it's way too far in the distance, too far on the horizon for us. Let's focus on this game, G-Force against Hofer. We have seen Hofer play on stream. Yep. G-Force is an unknown factor, but they are third so far in the rank. So, I mean, at this stage or at kind of this far in the Schenkel system, they are for sure a good team.
Yep. Yeah, Hofer, we've seen they've played tough. Their only loss was coming against Team Genner. G-Force, I'm not sure who they lost to. Could also have been Team Genner. That's the way the nature of Schenkel. It's you don't know who they've played. You have to go. We'd have to go look at back, and my memory's not so good. So, but I'm really looking forward to it. The Hofer is very strong. We've seen them on the cast. We've seen Mateos. He actually filled in for a match on our first broadcast of the tournament, and then his team played on the second. So we've seen him twice. We know he's a very strong player. These guys are young, but they're not inexperienced. So I think that's going to be a really tough battle for G-Force.
Absolutely.
G-Force is a mixed team, I believe.
Yep. No, you have the Hungarian mixed, and you have G-Force, but they are indeed a mixed team. I think you have Eva playing on the lead position, so they are basically a mixed team. But it's not a 2-2 mix. I think it's a 1-3 mix.
Okay. So either way, it's going to be an interesting battle. Now it's time to do our traditional
annual.
Whoever we're playing gets on there. Oops, no, those are wrong. Oh, let me pick that. There we go. Those were old picks. Maybe. So every match, every broadcast, we guess who's going to be the winner. We try to take something that what we've seen and or heard, or just flip a coin and pick a team. Losing person gets to go first, and that is me. You can see the number 3 up above me, and Pim has a 5 above him. So he has picked correctly 5 out of the 7 matches. I have only picked 3. So I am struggling this tournament. But it's an early season. We've got to go. This is going to go all the way on until May, so we're going to see these numbers grow and grow, and eventually this number is going to grow higher than that one. So I am going to go with the known. I'm going to take Team Hofer. Boys they're yellow. I don't know why this didn't come up right, but hey, we're going with a team in yellow. That would be Team Hofer. I like what I've seen from them. They're very focused. They tend to stay. They know what they're trying to do. They have a plan and they try to execute it. So I'm going to stick with them.
Yeah, I was in doubt. I still think it's a 50-50 chance. I think G-Force, at some point they had a 12-1 victory, but maybe that was earlier on in the Schenkel system where they were faced against an opponent that's now in the bottom of the rank. But yeah, I might go for a little bit of mystery here. I am going to counterpick you. I think G-Force might surprise us, and like with the name G-Force, I'm sold basically.
Yeah,
they have to be strong. No chance they are not.
All right, ignore the names in the. It's just about the color. Something about I forgot to update something. But hey, we're ready. They're on the ice, so we're ready to go. Let's join them. Screen the scoreboard up to date.
We are in the first end here, and Team Hofer with Matthias here skipping. They are playing in the let's say Austrian-looking shirts. They have the Mania shirts, the red and blue shirts, and then also the Bordeaux red shirts.
Very colorful this morning.
Yep.
Oh, sneaks it through there, picks off the guard there, keeps that center open.
Stone coming in. Probably isn't curling enough, so we'll tap in yellow. Tia's trying to sweep it in the house. Not on a shot position, but they have an extra stone in the house. Excellent takeout here. Stone is rolling out, but Team Hofer clearing out red stones. Team Hofer with the hammer in this game. So G-Force having to restart their setup, see if they can steal the first end, and if not, see if they can keep Hofer from scoring 2 or more. Just allowing your opponent to score 1 on the hammer is also considered a successful result. Taps at yellow, shooter goes out. There are a couple of guards in front of the house that could be helpful for G-Force.
Relativ langsam noch. Relativ langsam noch.
Tendenz länger, oder?
Tendenz eher kürzer. Weißer ist auch okay.
My limited German, he was saying langsam, which means slow. Probably to say make sure it's slow enough. Don't want to get this too far out the back.
Linie.
Hard for line. Want to make sure this gets around that red.
Nur Länge. Yep, Linie. Oh, nur Länge, nur Länge. Auf 6, gehen wir beide.
Nicely around the guard here. Can they sweep it in?
Guter Stein, ey.
He's going to peek a little bit around, but that's a good stone there. Good sweeping from the boys. Always a good way to get warmed up early. Get some good hard sweeping going.
Jó. Igen. Irány nagyon jó. Söpöd egy picit, söpöd, végig. Milyen erős. Kell, nagyon jó. Jó, várj.
This could work well.
Feels a little bit heavier, but that's probably going to start dying once it gets into the house. Carries. Ooh, no, actually, it's right. It doesn't. It does the opposite when it gets to the house. Usually, it doesn't slow down as much.
Is it shots? It is a close call.
That is very close. Yeah.
Wir sind Shot.
Okay, yellowish shots.
Nochmal der Draw.
Matthias carefully looking at that before declaring it.
Weiß ich nicht. Den Freeze will ich nie spielen. Wir sind Shot. Aber ich will die gleiche Seite drawn.
They just want to do the same draw again.
They do have that backing. If it's a little heavy, they could freeze onto that one in the back.
Oh, nur Länge. Nur Länge, hat Platz.
Maybe a bit wide.
Wenn geht, Curl. Wo sind wir?
Trying to get this one to curl over.
Wo, Jungs, wo. Ja, jetzt geht er. Wo.
Very.
Dave, geil.
That's fantastic.
Grandios.
Fantastic stone there. Pulls it right, tucks it right in behind everything.
It's really put some pressure on GeForce
Ja,
here.
igen, take out arra.
Not having hammer and facing those two shot stones all lined up there.
Amikor onnan bármikor ki tudja tolni. Én nekem ez is tetszene erre rá. Igen. Még egy picit ki. Sajnos mind a kis sárga jobb.
Having a bit of a discussion of what they can do, but they've seen the line. They know how much it curls. I think they can put something in on top, maybe corner freeze against that yellow on the button.
Akkor menjen. Jövök ide.
Ooh, even the thrower is getting in there to sweep this.
This feels a bit light.
It does
De
feel a
hát
bit
a
light.
szétítjuk.
I think that's going to get around the red, but that's not going to get deep enough.
And it also kind of
4-0.
takes away
Lustig sein.
those
Takes
run
away
back
the run
options.
back. Yep, absolutely.
Der Draw. Kürzer ist immer auch okay, okay? Kürzer ist auch immer okay. Die Seite wird relativ lustig sein.
Apparently, a couple stones behind.
3-0, 2-0, sowas.
There we go.
Ich glaube, die Hardcore ist 13-5. Also
Mateus with his first stone of the morning. They're going to try to come up that other side. See what that draw path is like. You saw him kind of sweeping the ice as he was going down just to make sure there's no ice or debris in his path.
Linie. Yep.
Smooth release.
No
Sweeper's
Länge.
going
Oh,
all in
no
on
Länge.
this one.
Halt Platz. Linie.
Calling for line late.
No Länge. No Länge, Jungs. Halt Länge.
Beautifully around the guards.
Get it as deep as possible.
Great stone. Good positioning there.
So now the draw over on the left side is also closed up here. That was an alternative plan for GeForce, but that's out of the window now.
Well, I think they could get it. It's just a lot harder, and I don't know if you could actually get to the button. I think you could get it into the forefoot, take away some, but I think
Yeah, you have to be able to beat that shot stone that is already kind of in the inner white circle. So there's no way to kind of get around that yellow stone sitting in top 12 and then falling on the pin.
Csöpöd irány miatt.
this one a little firm. Is that going to get around? Squeeze. Is it around the guards? Oh, right on top. And if it's going to tap it, freezes up against it, really reduces the scoring. You know, takes away those top two. So
Yeah, and if there's a way that they can find a run back, then they have a final. No, there's no. That was final stone, yeah. So Team Hofer.
their only option is to tap that yellow one back.
Yeah.
Try to push that one through.
Is there a risk of them tapping out their shot stone and trying to score a second point here?
I doubt it with the weight they're going to throw it. They would have to hit this pretty hard to come here and push that away. So I think they're just going to try to tap it. Probably slightly heavier weight than they just threw, just to try to see if they can't get something back further onto the button.
Linie. Linie. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Well, around the guards, but is this going to have enough time to turn to get onto that yellow? I don't believe so.
Oh, Dave, whoa, was denn?
Nope.
That is going to flash by, and so that is going to be one for Team Hofer.
Close,
Yeah, and considering the setup here, I think Team Hofer scoring one on their hammer is a good result here for GeForce.
Dann bleiben es halt voll straight.
At one point, it looked like Team Hofer was
Ja.
Gonna score 2 or more here.
Ich glaube, jetzt können wir ein bisschen über die Center
Yeah, they're
spielen mit Center Guard und so.
really in
Setzen wir
control,
wieder
but
Okay.
clutch stone there from G4 Skip to basically take away all those other points. Forced to 1, and that's a pretty good result for G-Force. But it is an end and a point for Team Hofer, and like we said, those will count a lot in the final standings. Johannes with the magnificent flowing mane
Köln!
leading us off
Oliver
here in the
Köln.
second end.
Jab. Köln. Bis steht, Jungs. Der wird gut.
Good morning, Leon.
Good morning, Leon.
Zieht's, der wird richtig gut.
You didn't like the call to
Bis
promote
Stadium.
that yellow, saying it's a
Flugspiel.
weird
War ein
call.
bisschen zu viel Eis. Das war ich. Ja, du hast am besten.
I don't know. I don't think they had many more options. I think they just kind of gave it a little bit too much weight, or they had the wrong line for the weight they called. But I think he also overthrew it a little bit.
Néz ki, teljesen. Irány nagyon jó. Most söpörd irány miatt, de már lassabb. Nagyon.
Sweep this one, make sure it gets around the guard. I think it is, and they're just going to have...
És jó, elég, át fog bújni. Szép volt.
Excellent stone here.
Gyönyörű.
Perfectly placed behind the guard, front of the T line. So putting some pressure on Team Hofer with this stone.
be happy with one. Yeah, but I don't think there was really any risk for throwing that stone, so I think that was why they opted to go for it.
Jo. So dranbleiben, Linie.
Calling for line on this one. It does feel a bit tight.
Linie.
We've seen it as it gets closer to that center line. It drops a lot. That is going to pick.
It's not the worst because suddenly that guard wasn't helping them that much, but yeah, I don't think that was really their intended shot here.
Shooter spins off into the house, so they do have something there, but did slide behind the T line, I believe. So G-Force going to try to freeze up against that.
Jó. Kicsit szélesebb, ha kell kívülről. Aha, igen, hagyhatod. Aha, jó, igen. Jó, hátra tud.
This one's coming up a little bit lighter than they wanted. Maybe not as much curl either.
Jó. Én is széleset mutattam.
Just past the T line, but a little bit on the inside.
But good thing is they really kind of figured out draw weight here because it was nicely on the T line.
Yep. Yeah, that would have been a great freeze. Just needed a little bit less ice.
Oh, clean.
Felt like he maybe pulled that one to the outside on the release.
But,
yep, sliding was still inside. This is going to try to... Oh, he does able to hold it and catches over.
Sehr gut.
Yep.
Gets rid of the red. Catches on the yellow to hold it in the house. But now that's set up for a double, and so G-Force saying, let's get rid of it.
Jó, várj. Várj, nagyon várj. Nem akar fordulni. Utána is hagy. Oké, nem fordul. Jó.
Well, little bit off nose, so gets rid of one.
Control.
So control weight here for Florian to try to roll this a little bit out, split the house, and really kind of force G-Force to chase.
Oh.
Reaper staying off. Be all right. Just as I was about to say, looks to be all right. The red comes in and says nope. Guess not. Just a little bit outside, so kind of giving each team giving back chances.
Yeah, this is a good opportunity here for GeForce if they manage to do hit and stay. Then they will have two stones spread out in the house, which is an excellent potential start for a two-winder. Need to hold this one straight.
That one gets rid of the yellow, but shooter rolls out, so let's get rid of it, slide it over. Now there is that red one over on the left side of the house. It's just outside, but that could, come into play as in holding another stone in or on a deflection. But right now, not really anything to worry about.
Clean! Linie! Clean!
Calling for line.
Clean! Clean!
Calling clean.
Sehr gut. Passt schon.
Yeah.
That's going to hit. That's going to roll over.
Egy 20! 20-szal!
GeForce trying to do hit and stay, preferably rolling to the side of the circle here.
Jó. Akkor nagyon. Végig, jó lehet, csak söpörd, végig, kell. Nagyon kell, de nagyon jó lesz. Még.
Holding this one looks pretty good. Yeah, he thinks it might be a little light, so he's going to try to help this one out the back. And there it goes. Nothing to worry about, Skip. Maybe he's just a little cold.
Yeah. It doesn't hurt to be kind of having extra safety measures. You can't really overthrow it or throw it too much out of the circle if you want it out.
That's true.
It's a very good hit and stay there for GeForce.
Cooper Schwark going to hold this one.
Oh, this is very
just over curl.
Oh no, and this is a little bit of a mistake here for Team Hofer, and GeForce will try and immediately punish this by splitting the house and using that one little corner guard sitting over on the side here. A mistake from Team Hofer. GeForce might use that to take the advantage. It's one of those ends where each team throws takeouts. The first one to miss.
Oh, there's that spot. It
Oh, yeah.
just turned a lot, so how much is that going to force it over to the side? You can see it really starting to curl over now.
Biztos, hogy kell.
He needs to get around the guards. Can they get it around the guards? Also, they cannot oversweep it because the edge of the house is not that big.
Szép.
That one is going to just
I think it's
hold
in-
on. I think that is probably
Confirmed by Matthias.
Normal.
And it's just biting, but who knows? Could be
that's enough. Yeah.
enough, yeah.
And it's out in an area you're not going to go and try to do anything to it.
No. It was typically one of those sweeping judgments where you had to kind of balance between, okay, sure, we have to get it around the guard, but it also needs to stick around in the house, so finding that right spot where to stop and sweep. Good communication there over on the Hungarian side.
Yep, Linie. Yep. Hard, Dave. Hard. Big roll.
On a big roll. Let's see if they can roll that all the way over. Maybe get behind that yellow guard themselves.
Finish schlecht.
Not all the way. That was going to be a big ask to try to get all the way across the house like that. But good stone, good roll. You know, they could also potentially. The shooter could end up rolling over onto that red that's biting the house. So who knows? Gergerli needs to, and I hope I'm pronouncing his name right.
It's Gerge.
Gerge, okay. Thank you for that.
Csöpöl, biztos, hogy kell.
Great onto the sweep. Ideally, they'd like to roll this to the farther side of the house.
Oh, need to hold it straight. Can they hold the shooter?
No, that's gonna go out. Caught it, just over curled a little bit. So
And Matthias looking at if I take out redstone, then well, they just have to draw for one. That could be a good result, but it's a pretty kind of a hard takeout. Not super hard, but it sits in a weird spot all the way on the edge. They have that yellow corner guard in front, so it's another thing they could do is put something in the house, but that's
they're gonna
the risk. Yeah, they need to take it out, I guess.
No, looks like what they're gonna try to do is draw over here and freeze up against it, or at least be somewhere in the vicinity.
Yeah, that's maybe the better option here. That leaves G-Force with just a draw for one.
Because they also talked about if it's tight, maybe the shooter can at least tap in. So
I think if it's in the house, it's gonna be a better draw than the red one. That's for sure.
yeah.
Aktiv, sehr aktiv. Und jetzt gut, wow, Jungs. Wow. Nur Länge, Jungs.
Around the yellow, is that gonna be? It's heavy.
Jungs.
Is that gonna get onto the red? Or is that gonna fly through?
Oh, finds a little tap and red is out.
Oh, I think it tapped the red out, which is enough.
Is this a takeout, John?
I don't know.
I take out. I mean, the redstone is out. It was in, now it's out. So, is this a hit and stay take out or hit and roll?
Hit and stick.
It really.
Egy házka.
Leon is saying that the Glasshawk Rangers tournament is looking for one more team. Tournament is between 11 and 13 of October in Hamburg. 23 teams from 10 different countries. Anybody out there watching, if you are interested, contact Leon with a DM and he will set you up.
It's a pretty good lineup, 23 teams with 10 different nations.
So G-Force opting to play the draw to the pin and take the one.
And credit here for doing it in style, just dropping it on the pin or close to the pin in the forefoot here. Finding that T-line weight, which is a super important asset to have in a game.
So, good stone from Matthias Hofer there to tap that red one out, sit in a difficult position, and forcing G-Force to one. So both skips throwing great stones when they need it to help their team out.
Yeah, this could be a well-balanced game here.
So Ava will be starting things off here in end number 3 as we are all tied up. Hergy coming out to help out. We'd love to see the skip sweep. Just a little bit light, doesn't quite make it back to the center line. Sweeping hard for this one.
Linie weg, gut, nur Länge. Am Ende noch Curl. Am Ende noch Curl.
Trying to get this one to curl a little bit more. They want this one in the middle of the house. It's going to come around, but not quite get behind that guard.
Say again? Oh yeah, and some
Yes.
line.
Yep.
But sitting on the pin there.
Great stone, just not behind that guard up front. So, but I don't think G-Force is going to do anything with that. I think they're going to try to maybe draw on top of it.
Jó. Az baj, mert most egy kicsit széles lett. Sajnos széles.
Quite wide with
Inkább
the
álljon
ice
meg
position
előbb.
there.
Aha. Igen.
I think this is a bit wide and heavy.
Yep, that one's going to slip behind. Mateus going to do what he can. Mateus, I keep saying Mateus. Mateus doing what he can to get it further back.
Oh. Linie ist nicht schlecht. Fußlänge. Wenn Flo Curl. Wo ist er?
The
Wenn
curl,
er zurückziehen. Oh, macht er von alleine.
a little bit heavy. This is just going to go behind their own.
Gut, passt. Gute Option.
Taps the red one out the back of the house, so
Üssük ki, jöhet egy 20.
not exactly what Mateus wanted, but it is sitting as sort of backing for their own yellow on the pin. Force going for the
Jó.
Take out here.
Csöpöl. Nagyon. Végig.
Needs to hold this one.
Végig.
It's going to curl hard. I think that's going to catch that red and kind of split the guards. Not the worst
Nem, semmit nem hallott.
result, but not exactly what they wanted. So Mateo saying, thank you. We're going to put our own guard up there now. Leon, if you have a link to the tournament, why don't you pop that in chat as well?
Ja, wow. Gar nichts. Wow.
One is on the heavier side.
Linie. Tap, Linie.
Trying to hold that one straight so it would tap on the front, but this is going to slide just next to it. Maybe kiss, a slight kiss.
Besser als zu kurz.
Change direction, but a little too deep.
Jó lenne az is, hogy itt találjuk el, és ide pattanunk egy
And G-Force
0.
really has to start cleaning things here in the house because not having the hammer, they don't have a setup here so far. 3 yellow stones in the house, so they are facing an unfavorable setup. Big
Várj.
circle.
Nagyon várj. Semmi sem.
Keeping the sweepers off it. It's got some weight.
Needs to curl a bit more. Yeah, just finds that gap in between those 2 yellow stones.
Slides over
Gyorsabb.
to the right side of the house, sitting second position. Mateus saying, nope, let's get rid of it.
Und clean. Linie. Clean.
Yeah, smart choice.
Clean.
Just cleaning it.
Clean.
Nose hit would be great. Leaves the house split.
3 stones in the house there. Solid performance here.
Ezt már
For the,
dobtuk, és
Austrian
egyenes
juniors.
volt. Jöhet egy ilyen 90.
Little wobble on the slide and release there.
Végig, jó lehet, csak söpöd.
Definitely has some weight behind this. Stripper trying to hold this one on the line.
Jó, oké.
And he got it.
Gets it, and it's
Finds the gap again.
splits the uprights.
They really wanted to go for maybe a double, and if not, try to have that redstone sticking in the house. But, So far, Hofer is in control here.
Wow, wenn er schneller ist, weg. Oh, oh Jungs. Wer hat mehr? 14-2, der ist hinter Sie, glaube ich.
Wanted this one top 4. Looks like that's coming in right about
Dave.
where they wanted it. Oh yeah. Very,
Oh.
very nice positioning there.
Jó vár! De söpör! De kell, nagyon.
Trying to hold the line on this one. Once it gets to that center line, it's going to cross. Catches it, and shooter rolls out. G4 struggling to get that shooter to stay in the house. They've been cleaning up the yellows, but not getting the shooter to stay in the house. So Team Hofer pretty much able to do what they want in this end.
Yeah. It was even a bit scary. They had to sweep to hold the line. Worst case would be missing a takeout and allowing Hofer to add another stone
Nur Länge, Jungs.
in the house. And all of the stones are also in the back, so there's not really kind of a
Ich glaube, der braucht
stone
ein
they can
bisschen.
creep behind.
Yep. Halt, Jungs.
Some points,
Halt,
maybe
Jungs,
Team
Gemma.
Hofer will be forced to
Weiß
try
der
and
Gemma.
freeze.
16-0. Okay, dann Köll.
Really trying to bring this one as deep as they can, trying to get it to the house.
Okay.
A little bit light.
This could help G-Force here.
Menjünk passzolni.
Suddenly having a guard, think they will go for one more takeout.
Ja, inkább egy 20. Jó, 20. Odafelé dobtam 20-at, és ez fordult rendesen.
It is possible. I think there is a double there. Maybe that's what they're looking at.
Yeah.
Just get the right angle on it, and both those yellows in the back will go. The shooter would go as well,
Hätten wir auf die Seite legen
but
Egy 20-szal kiütjük és bepattanunk a
it's
másikra.
damage control, I think, at this point.
Yeah, it could be a kind of a smart way to stay in the race. Make sure, okay, if this is not our best end, as long as the damage is fairly low, we don't blow our chances of winning the game here.
Várj, bocs.
Gets it on the nose, just off nose. Shooter stays in, gets rid of one.
Ich glaube, wir legen. Ich glaube, da. Oder liegen Schott. Würde ich jetzt gerne, ja. Ich glaube, du kannst mir schon fast Ende geben. Ja. Bisschen Schott. Top 4. Ja. Ja, voll, die sind jetzt wieder flott, gell? 14, 5 Spieler. Ja, ja. Passt.
Playing for the draw, wanting to get top 4 with this one.
Nicht ganz so aktiv, glaube ich, aber müsste close sein. Hat Platz, Dave. Oh, na, Linie ist gut, wow. Nur Länge.
Playing for the line, Super's taking it
Yeah,
off, keeping an eye
Pardon.
on where they're going. Looking at the speed, trying to drag that as deep as they can into the house.
Okay.
Comes up
Good guard.
light, though.
Tudom, hogy olyat. Viszont az kint van.
Now
Tehát
something
ide kell,
for
hogy-
Yeah.
hogy ne legyen
G-Force
hogy
going to
ott
try
felvett,
to
Yeah, if G-Force is able to just draw behind the guards, then they have an option to steal here. Oh, I'm not sure if this
Legjobb
is
lenne
what
ráülni a hátsó
Hofer wanted.
szárkára.
I think I
De,
overheard them say top 4, so basically just trying to get around the guards and putting it on the
betolni. Tehát, hogy kijebb mentünk,
on a
mint
good
amit
spot
ugye dobtam az
themselves, but
első rendbe.
going the stone light here. Now 2 guards for G-Force to to hide their stone. And if they make a good draw, it will force Hofer to either do a better draw or go for a run back. Doing a lot here. Starts to curl. And they find a safe spot here.
Looks like it.
Extend that curl. It's behind the guards. And
oh, right there on the button.
Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of what Hofer did not want. At some point they were super hard in control of this end, having 3 stones in the back of the house, but ending up putting 2 guards in front of the house. G4 saying thank you. We'll put our one last resort right behind them, and now Hofer is in a situation where they have to fix the mistake.
Yeah. Looking at run backs here.
Yeah. And lucky for them, the Yellowstone in the back is still second shot, so even if they miss a run back, the damage is only 1, not a steal of 2. Unless, of course,
unless they run the red back onto the yellow, and somehow the run back stone also leaves the house. But
we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But, for sure, they're probably not liking their 2 guards sitting there. Keep going for line here. And this could work. It's out, and it's a double.
Oh, just missed, but it taps it away. So
yeah, it was not shot anyway. So that's 1 yellow. And
what an attempt!
Yeah, I still feel. I mean, like there was more for them in this end. Halfway, it felt like, okay, this is going to be a 2-pointer or 3-pointer. G4 really was struggling, just trying to get Yellowstones in the house and looking for options to maybe defend something. But those 2 guards changed everything, and yeah, Hofer scoring 1 point in hindsight is a good result for G4 as well.
Let's get a scoring update from our other sheets. Team Karg is leading the Legenton 5-2 over in the 3rd end. Team Vareka is trailing Team Genner 2-3, also in the 3rd end. G-Force and Hofer here. We've been watching this one. And Dream Team and Flugler are all tied up. Good matches here this morning so far.
Yeah, I like how this match is fairly balanced here.
Bis steht Curl, hart. Yep. Geh mal, Jungs. Super. So weit der geht. Okay. Yep. Schön so, Jungs. Sehr schön gemischt.
Just a bit wide of the center line, but good positioning for a center guard still.
Hely nagyon sok van. Most már nem. Akkor Söpör Tamás... Ja, nem kell, bocsánat. Jó, és álljon meg ott, ahol tud, mert ki fog bújni. Ne, mert kibújik a másik oldalon.
Keeping the sweepers off it. This one's going to come into the house.
Szép, jó.
Going to creep just past the tee line.
In draw. Okay.
For draw, they have a little bit of backing if it's
Option ein bisschen länger,
on the
okay?
heavy side.
Linie! Oh, clean! Linie! Hard
Forced to
Linie!
go hard here.
Okay, wollen wir wieder den Split, wo? Oh.
Plan B, split the guards. They can go in the house, at least one of them does.
Gut gespielt.
Petra!
That works. Not a terrible result, even if it's not exactly what they wanted.
Kicsit szélesebb. Nem baj, álljon meg ott a ház elén, de ez hátra
Staying
jön.
off of it. Like
De megvan a sebesség, bőven megvan.
trying to curl it over. There it goes. It's gonna just
Oké.
tap, get some separation though, so not quite the freeze that they were looking for. Mateus saying, let's hit and roll off this one.
Normal. Linie. Clean. Clean. Linie. Oh, clean. Yep.
Nice hit.
That's
Oh,
it.
and taps over onto it. Sehr schön indeed.
Süki,
Excellent
pattanjunk
one.
ide!
And double result here with the stone.
The casual hit,
Húsz!
roll hit.
Húszszal!
Not quite a double takeout, but
Did he do the takeout
it
tiger
looked like, yeah.
run thingy there?
Or it could have just been a long distance,
Csöpöl,
enthusiastic high five.
Or a mosquito.
Air five. Yeah, or a
Végig,
mosquito.
végig,
We have had a couple of flies buzzing around in the arena.
Nyom rá, és aztán tovább a pirosat.
That is going to clear out the yellow.
Yeah, they had to kind of sweep to make sure the angle was not hitting the yellow stone in the direction of that red stone and trying to avoid the jam there.
Hat er aufgemacht. Okay.
One is not going to have the right line. Flies on by as the sweepers watch helplessly. So, opportunity for G-Force. Split the house even further. Put a guard up over that red on the right side. Lots of opportunities here.
Van hely, van!
I think they're going to be playing this to the
Van hely,
outside of the house.
Ív, belülről. Jó, van hely, bocs, várj, megvan. Igen.
A little bit heavy. I think this is going to slide out the side. Mateus is going to help that to make sure. And there it goes. So possibly leaving open something for Hofer here. They're going to try to get rid of this one again. David's turn to take a crack at it.
Linie. Halt. Der wird gut. Halt. Yep. Okay. Pass, Dave, it's good.
It gets rid of the red.
I think
Leaves a pocket double there, though.
they would like to have that pocket double.
Kiütném és itt maradni. 0.
They have two stones in the house spread out and could set them up for 2 points here.
Várj. De várj, nagyon várj, bocs. Semmi.
Calling him off the sweep.
De söpöl.
Not trying to hold it. Not going to get the double, just going to get the one. So we're back to where we were 2 stones ago.
Yep.
And where we've been for a few stones.
I think G4 still likes the house right now.
Yeah, it's still in their advantage. You know,
Yeah. And
G-force.
forcing Hofer to clear those stones instead of going for steal options here.
Yep, Linie! Yep,
Calls for
Linie!
line.
Hard! Yep. Good. Auch gut, Dave.
Goes right on the nose. Needs a little bit of a gap. So double is there, but not necessarily something they're going to need to play for. I think they're going to just try to get rid of this yellow. Leave their red somewhere in the house.
Yeah, a nice nose hit would be a good result. Having a second shot stone without.
Jó. Söpörd, akkor söpörd. Várj, várj, ne, várj, nagyon várj, mert nem fordul. Ne, semmi. És utána is. Hagyd.
Well executed. Excellent.
Yeah.
Even makes it harder to do a good takeout because they can roll in front of the yellow stone. So Team Hofer looking for a double takeout here.
Long double on this one.
This will need some weight, and if they pull this off, I think John will have his button on the shot of the match, or his finger on the shot of the match button.
Absolutely.
Not an easy one.
Einer ist mir zu riskant. Ich bin aber den ab. Wenn sie zwei kriegen, auch okay. Der, ja, da muss er aber spielen. Muss ja.
Just getting the sweepers up to speed on what's happening, what they want, what he wants.
Linie. Linie, Dave.
Hard on the line here.
Linie, Dave.
Oh, we called the wrong shot here. Not a double takeout. It's catching the back one.
But he does get that one, so gets that out of the house.
Szerintem ennyi. Aha. A másik oldalra egyet a házba. 90 akkor jó.
Yeah, saying he likes the Hungarian game plan. Yeah, they're just kind of forcing, not try to do anything difficult here, just try to force Hofer to make some difficult shots.
Yeah, they really push Hofer on the back foot here. They
Kicsit toltam.
have Hofer under
Just
control
picit
like
toltam.
this. He forced in the initiative position in this end.
Great stone here,
Yeah.
really keeping the house
Yeah.
above the tee line means that's going to be an impossible double, so no chances there. Really just going to have to hit and roll in. Brings that yellow guard slightly into play. You've got those two reds in the back that it could potentially jam on,
Am
so
besten treffen wir dünn genug, dass er drüber geht. Okay, muss über den gehen. So relativ dünn. Wenn er einfach peelt, wäre auch okay. Besser als der Jam. Hit and roll. Okay?
heard it, hit and roll.
Ja, controlled, ja.
No room for errors here with this hit and roll.
Ja, Linie.
Really working the broom there, wanting to make sure it holds the line.
Oh no, oh
Is
no.
Going to catch the yellow.
Worst case.
Spins out of the house.
Yeah, so this is the draw for 3 here, and this hit and roll could end up hurting them more than they wanted to.
Házat
Yeah.
kell dobni teli
When
fehér.
the damage control causes more damage. It's always rough.
Yeah.
Jó, de lecsúszott előbb a lábam a kirúgásnál.
Yeah, I think as soon as you're fairly sure it would overcurl, maybe it's better to even stop sweep, let it overcurl more, and then try to do that run back. But yeah, it's so hard. At some point, you just, if I can keep this straight, it's plan A.
Just making sure it's clean. Just want to make sure this one gets into the house.
Anywhere in the 8 foot is fine. Even this is okay.
And that is going to be 3 for G-Force.
No problem here for G-Force to find that T-line weight.
Na, ez a szép volt.
They take the lead in the game. Very strong end here for G-Force. Both in terms of execution, but also game plan, making some smart choices here. Early in the game. But first time a team kind of actually scored some points on their hammer. And
Hatos!
huddling time here for Team Hofer. 4-2, still not a big problem, of course, but they know they'll have to score some points on their hammer.
Kicsit
Ava
szűkebb!
leading things off for G-Force here in the 5th end as they have the 4-2 lead over Team Hofer.
Aha. Az kell, ház kell, ház kell, ház kell.
Sweeper's working this skip coming out. We love to see the skip sweep. We need to get an emote for that. Let people spam that when the skips come out to sweep.
Yeah, they really want the stone in the house. They want to taunt Hofer,
Oké, jó.
but let them do a takeout.
On the center line guard is good. No tick rule is now in play.
Yep. John is burying himself in blankets here over at the booth.
Halt Platz, Jungs. Oh, Länge ist auch nicht schlecht.
We're gonna have to invest in a portable heater for more of these. We have any
Am
more
Ende
of
geht er,
these
am Ende geht er.
ice shed
Oh, Jungs, hau hin.
broadcast booths.
Jetzt immer zurück. Yep. Köll. Yep. Passt.
Bit on the heavy side, but then again they needed to find that spot behind the guard, and I think for Team Hofer they're just gonna draw and
Get their own in behind. They can use that yellow for backing.
I don't know if
Jó.
players over on Team Hofer have experience playing doubles, but this
Akkor
looks a
várj,
bit
akkor
like a
várj,
double
akkor
setup
várj.
here.
Yep.
Akkor is fordulnia kell, nem baj, hagyj forduljon. Nem olyan lassú ez. Nem lassú még. Akkor most jöhet, jó, oké. Aha.
And coming in nicely
Gyönyörű, Évi, szép.
and
Szép. Aha.
gently taps the top, but
Ollie.
still a good position.
So well executed.
Matthias saying we have to do the same thing. So Johannes
Yeah, and
just
this is
right in there again.
so good for G-Force. Have the shot stone, and with that little yellow stone sitting behind it, it could be that it's gonna be hard for Hofer to score more points if they allow for
Oh,
stones to
so
build up
dranbleiben.
around the pin.
Oh.
A lot of curl here.
Oh, this one quite
Wide.
wide
Yeah.
and heavy, so that one's not going to get around. He's going to just try to, or not try to, sweep
hát
that,
ide egy, B a
help that
röviden.
one gently out the back of the house.
Yeah, this is a very unfortunate mistake, because if G-Force is able to repeat the draw they did earlier, then Hofer is in a bit of a... they're in trouble, yeah. G-Force would have a guard, a backing stone, and 2 stones on the pin. That's
Az baj, mert B a rövidebb.
dream scenario for a stealing team.
Jó lesz ez. Tamás, belülről, még.
Starts to roll hard here.
De picit
They
belül.
don't want to give the guard.
Once it slows down, it's
Okay, they have
well,
another
that's
guard.
not bad. Replace
Oh,
one with the
I
other.
found it.
Slight overlap, so
Run back.
Fehl.
Is a
clean
little
it
bit
up.
harder.
yeah. Mateo saying, let's just get rid of these.
Yeah,
So
bring it.
Florian coming with the
Oh.
big hard stone.
curl, curl.
Needs it to curl a little bit. There it goes. Right on that center line. That curls enough. Over curled for the full cleanup, but still gets rid of that center one.
Még széles, nagyon. Nagyon sokat kell fordulni, várj,
Very
várj,
similar to the
nem,
previous
gyorsabb,
one.
gyorsabb jóval, mint az
A little bit
előző.
heavier though, so
Rosszul fog
it's
állni a
going to get
pirosra.
over.
Gyorsabb, mint 7-es? De az a baj, pontot
That's
lesz.
going to just tick on the side.
Oké.
Yeah. Skip of
Okay.
Team GeForce scratching his hits.
Normal.
But still pretty good setup here. And welcome Nacho, good morning. Nacho saying I like the Hungarian name GeForce. Couldn't agree more. That's why I picked him in our predictions.
Good morning, Nacho. It has got to be very late at night for you, or super early in the morning. I forget if you were 5, 6, or 7 hours
Whoa.
difference. Wow, ticks off that top red,
And
splits everything out of the house.
shut of the match potential here, and this changes everything again. The whole dream setup for GeForce is scattered around here at the arena in Kitchpool. Happy faces over at Team Hofer.
4 in the morning. Oh yes, you do need to go to sleep, Nacho. I'm glad you stopped in before you went to bed. Always good to have you here. Very lucky, yes, Leon.
Yeah, it clipped off that guard just enough to make that shot work. So,
But it still makes for a fantastic short.
yeah, that's for sure. Yesterday we had one of those crazy lucky shots in the game. Big Vini against Team Verreken.
Nagyon kim van. Lehet, hogy jobb is hőt.
Bit wide.
Great weight, just
Ó, az
slightly
adok
outside on the line, so
Ja, Linie.
great for the line. Yep, this is that dangerous part of the ice, right up the middle. Once it starts to go, it goes. There it goes.
Catching the guards. This helps Team GeForce again. I think on some of these kind of decisive moments, there are a little bit of mistakes on the
Hát vagy
Hofer
ide is
side,
mehetünk.
where GeForce can take
Jó.
advantage.
Ugyanaz a sebesség, jó, adok
Shot yesterday was
szűkebbet.
shot of the tournament. Yeah, I agree. It's going to take something special to unseat that one for sure.
Jó. Náni, belülről, nagyon kell, nagyon bebetűnt.
Is this light?
Nagyon.
Feels like, and the
Anyos.
setup that center
Mindegy,
line,
jöjjön,
that's going to be
jöjjön,
really
jöjjön,
tough to
jöjjön.
hold it. Yep. Uy, should tell you all you need to know about the stone.
Maybe it can clip off and serve as a guard for the redstone.
I think so, and it's going to tap that and then slide over.
Yeah, it's a lucky break there.
Normal.
Teos taking no time, saying let's double this out. We've got the opportunity.
Curl.
And looking at the scoreboards,
And,
Team Verreken is leading 5-3 against Team Ginner.
Gets rid of the one. A little bit outside on that one.
Jöjjek be ide? Jöjjek be
Hofer
ide?
just not as sharp as they were yesterday,
Igen.
Maybe
Igen,
it's
de
just
akkor
the
is
early
mi is
morning.
kiütjük, és akkor egy.
but
Leo,
I feel
okay,
like
igen,
things have
de-
just been
Talán
a
igen,
little
arra
bit
is
off from what
voltam.
they're used to.
Szerintem ennyi. Az se baj, a hit meg el.
Yeah, 5-3 in the fourth end over on sheet B, Leon.
And this is basically, I wouldn't call it
Ah,
a
dan megyünk
semi-final, but it is a semi-final.
Jövök söpörni.
Because the winner of this team will obviously be
End
placed in the
first, yeah.
final. Yeah,
Yep.
that is for sure. And the loser
Picit
of that
lehet
game
szűkebb.
is probably eliminated for the final, which
Yeah, very likely be in the third spot, or could be even further
even
down.
further
yeah.
down, I think. Even a question mark if they could stay in the top 8 even, because of the lack of ends. Even if it's a
Berge getting involved with the sweep.
Hit it
All
around
three
the
of them
guard.
trying to get it down as deep as they can. Gets into the house.
Bocs, bocs.
That half buried.
but they are relieved the stone is in the house and behind the guard, so that is a result, of course.
Roll it and roll. Mehr.
Skip time here for Team Hofer.
And Mateos needs to show us something that he did in the first end, or second end. Really, helps his team out.
Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Here he does have the hammer, so
Good.
I think this to curl. They wanted to roll. I don't think they needed that curl though, because that's going to slide out the other side.
It is shot, but yeah, I think it
Kom ide.
rolled a bit too much for their
Ez ennyi
taste.
volt, ugye? Jó.
Berge still seems out of breath from that last bit of sweeping.
Yeah, definitely.
20-assal kiütjük, amit egyszer már dobtam oda előző endbe.
It's funny this morning with I was talking to Team Legenton. They were also tired of these games, physically tired of having to sweep. And then the skip was laughing at the sweepers. You guys, you can't sweep. You have muscle issues, and he was actually poking the chest
Várj, várj,
muscles.
várj! Várj, 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 várj! Várj, 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 várj,
Asking for a
várj!
sweep. And wanting to get this roll over.
Oh,
Just
nice.
a little bit. Leon asks, is the winner of this game in the final?
Depends on the amount of ends, I think. The winner of this game will have 6 points, and I think a lot of teams will tie up with 6 points, and then the amount of ends will be a tiebreaker that puts you either in a second, third, or fourth position. So this game being very balanced, the winner is probably getting about 4 ends, but then again, GeForce and Hofer, they have quite a lot of ends so far, so things look good for them.
Hi, Dave. Hard cut.
Christoph Fink saying hello and greetings from Team Soup Tutorial. Hello, Christoph. Good to have you here in the stream. It was good to have you on the cast this weekend. But somehow I got a little ahead of myself there.
And that's 2 reds. What was the scoreboard not up to date, or?
No, I accidentally clicked to the next thing
Okay.
before I added the score.
Yeah, so high fives over
Wir dürfen nicht so
on the
viel
G4 side. They are performing strong here in this game, trying to find that spot in the final. They have quite a lot of ends so far, and stealing here to add up to that score. We could end up seeing GeForce in the final, but pretty early to make statements like that. Team Hofer still in the race, but yeah.
Ava will be leading things off here for G-Force. Big steal there for the team in red, the red jackets and the red stones. Sweeping this one down, coming into the house. Ava has thrown some fantastic stones today. Really solid at that lead spot for G-Force.
So important if you have a lead that just sets up the game.
I will say it's kind of a shame that Johannes plays lead with that flowing main. Ooh, there's that big turn spot in the ice. Kicked over to the side. That is going to go well wide of where they intended. Maybe that can hold on and bite the house, but just looks at it and says, "No, I'm good, thanks," and touches the sideline and goes out of play.
Yeah, these kind of little mistakes here and there start to make a difference in this game. I think it comes down to percentages. We don't have a curlet at hand, but if I had to make a guess, I think G-Force is just slightly more precise on their execution.
Yeah, I think so.
Ne, biztos, hogy ne. Ne is gondolj rá.
Commentator's curse is real. Just as soon as I say good things about Ava, she throws one wide, maybe a little bit long. Mateus trying to get this one out the back, putting all of his weight down on it. It stays biting in the back, so
yeah, when we try to be right at the boot, the players decide to prove us wrong.
Yep. But as I was saying about Johannes, with that hair, he'd be good at doing like the really hard takeouts, so putting in second, third position so that that mane can really flow. Been also taking a detour.
Yeah. Was that the 3 points in the earlier on, and then the steal of 2? Was that a bit of a dip in the morale? Can they overcome that little kind of dark spot in their game?
Maybe it's like the focus is flagging. They need to get that back somehow. I think they've not been happy with how they've been playing, so it's just something you've got to overcome. Forget about what you've done. Try to make what you're going to do the right thing.
Jó, forduljon, jó lesz ez. Akkor jöhet, ne legyen gárd. Gárd az nem jó.
Guard over the center. Oh, nope. As soon as I say that, it trickles over a little bit. Still a good spot, but half covers it.
Remember when we showed super flashy curling shoes of Hannah yesterday? I talked to Hannah at the party, and apparently they are custom built from Greg's curling shoes.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty awesome.
I like how they did the toe cap, how they matched the pattern, tried to match the pattern on the shoe.
Yeah.
Taps that one over.
Greg's curling shoes, not a sponsor, by the way, but if he wants to sponsor me with a pair of nice shoes, I'm probably not going to say no.
Good morning, Tim. Just in time to catch the tail end. Yeah, we've still got, let's see, we've got 35 minutes, 36 minutes before the bell rings, so lots more curling, at least this end and 2 more, I would guess.
Jó.
Hope you're having a lovely Sunday morning.
Irány is jó, de irány miatt kell. Mindenképpen. Akkor is minél tovább.
And everyone out there watching, whether
Még,
you're
még,
participating
még,
chat or
még,
just
még,
keeping
még,
us
még,
on,
még,
we're
még,
happy to have you here.
Rá a
Coming
centerre,
up
ha
a
lehet.
bit on the lighter side, but hey, throwing up a guard in front of that, stacking up something in front of those two
Jó,
there.
oké, jó. Jó volt.
Well, actually, that kind of makes it better for Hofer if they can get around. Yeah, I think we've only had a few games in the tournament not make it to 8 ends. And I think
En linie geht,
all
Linie.
of the ones on the
Hard
broadcast
Linie.
have made it to 8.
All the way, Linie.
So,
Die
I
Länge.
think it's quite nice in a Schenkel system. You get to play 8 ends, so it's not really up to chances.
Beine gar,
6
geh mal
can be
weiter,
short
weiter,
if you have
weiter.
one bad end.
this one coming up light, that's going to just pack into that group in the middle.
Yeah, this just does not help them to have all of these guards in front of the house. With GeForce trying to steal here, like one solid draw from GeForce, and Hofer is in a lot of trouble.
Igen.
Yeah, and that one actually tapped yet another red into the house, so it's in there biting. So they've got 4 against right now with that one in the back.
Yeah.
Jó, ez jó volt irányba. Hely nagyon sok van, itt nagyon sok hely van. Ez nagyon széles lett. Ha kell, kívülről.
Feels
Jöjjön
wide.
hátrébb, jöjjön hátrébb, hát nehogy
Yeah, it's got plenty of space.
Tanít róla, akkor jöjjön hátrébb.
Trying to get this to curl over
Oké,
more.
oké.
Yeah, or at least have it drop all the way in the back of the house, so it's not serving as a hit and roll or some kind of backing.
Backing now for Mateus and David to draw this in, try to get something in position, start to build up.
Yeah, so a small error here for GeForce, and then the question is, can Hofer punish that and take the initiative again in this
Oh,
end?
Jungs, oh! Oh! Oh!
Calling him off. Doesn't want any sweeping.
Linie.
Line
Oh.
looks
Oh,
okay.
oh, Linie. Oh, oh.
Just gonna have too much weight.
Ist okay. Eine Maus, passt.
Oh, they should have swept it.
Yeah,
Might just be closer.
Adok egy picit szűkebbet.
Very hard to tell from the angles we've got.
yeah, very hard, but the bad thing about this is it leaves the door open for GeForce to retry here. GeForce not able to do a good draw previously, but Team Hofer had mercy, and now they will have a second option to draw.
Ez viszont
And,
irány miatt kell, irány miatt belülről nagyon kell. Ha? Jó
Hofer
lesz.
Stone serves as a backing.
Lassabb. Várj, megvan.
This one alone. Now they're coming out. Skip coming out to sweep it.
Oké. Szép.
Yeah, so this was kind of the thing here. GeForce with not the best start earlier, but Hofer not able to punish that mistake, and now GeForce is strong again. They don't need to win this end if they just kind of either steal or avoid Hofer from scoring. They are in a solid position.
Leon saying he's switching over to Cap Klima. He thinks this one's
Control,
over. I'll see you later, Leon. Thanks for tuning in.
Point.
Hopefully, Hofer makes a run back here or a run here and comes back and makes this interesting match.
Yeah, if Hofer does a miraculous comeback, then you will regret this decision for the rest of your life, Leon.
Well, you can just come back and watch the replay.
Yep. But replays are not the same. It's with sports, you want to kind of experience it live.
Yeah.
Nein.
I got this with a curl, maybe tap on that yellow.
And try and promote it.
It's going to be on the outside a little bit. Will promote
Okay,
in, but still sitting 4th, 5th.
Yeah, and
Mozgár,
Chiefers, they have two options,
Vagy
either
mi
draw
lesz,
or
gyakoroltuk, bedugunk még
block the promotion of the Yellowstone here.
egyet.
I think they opt for a draw. I think that's a good choice.
Yeah.
They kind of know the right side over there.
I'm a
The
little.
weights.
I'm honestly a little surprised that they went for that. That's
Dobunk még
that
egyet.
Hofer went for the side they went and not trying to just take the draw where it was. They had a little backing. Yes, they had to get a little bit tighter to the guards, but I think
Yeah, the stones in the house are still kind of on the
Nem
back
jobb
of the tee line, so
legárdolni!
they had an attempt. Maybe they just felt uncomfortable with missing a couple of these draws. And this device skip, second guessing is Nandor
Mert
kind
ugye
of
ugyanezt fogja
calling
dobni, mondjuk most már
Jorge
másik
back.
fogja dobni, de sokkal közelebb van, és onnan, innen is be lehet menni. Igen, jó, oké, legyen.
Sometimes angles look different standing in the house versus looking at it from the hack.
Marad
they
ugyanaz,
stick
mert
to
ez
the
egyszerűbb
plan.
azért, oda még be lehet menni. Tehát aki 90, hosszú nem jó, inkább rövidebb legyen. Jövök söpörni. 9. Igen.
feels wide. It's not going to have enough to curl around.
Once it slows down,
Starts to go. Yeah,
really picks up that curl.
might be a little
Well,
light,
let's
but
make
that's
that one
also
look
fine.
good.
That's going to block off that zone, so it is going to force Hofer to try something else with this yellow. Tap it back.
That was a run back they were looking for, and doesn't have to be hard
Ja, und schauen, dass
since
wir nicht zu weit werden.
stones were in the back. Just finding the right angle is going to be the essence here.
Holt wieder.
Theo's going through his free throw routine. Straight away for the line. Looks tight, and it's starting to fall off. Be careful, that gonna hit on that red. Kind of moves things around.
Yeah, it doesn't help them that much here.
No,
Ah,
They only have one more option, and that's kind of running back that top corner Yellowstone here.
Szerintem kevés. Igen, fehér, igen. Igen, ennyi körülbelül. Nem, mehet egy kicsit szűkebb, mert ugye át kell fordulnunk,
yeah. If
gárdot teszünk az elé, a sárga elé.
I'm trying to set something here. If I'm
Tessék, az a, igen, kettes is jó,
if I'm
kettes,
G-force
hármas.
here, but maybe they could also tap this one deeper. Try to get an extra point or two out of it.
Belülről? Szerintem kívülről.
Ooh, he's left this one light and try to sweep it.
If you can get it over the hawk, that's fine. And I think the run back is avoided here.
Der.
Smart call.
Tim saying he would have hit the yellow. Yeah, that was always an option as well.
Yeah, nose hitting.
Not sure.
The danger with hitting is if you make a mistake with the angles, you might up hurting yourself tapping in the Yellowstone. So
Der wird auch keine Tap.
putting up a guard gives you a little bit of control over the angle by sweeping it. Yeah, this is going to be an extremely
Durch den am meisten.
tough
Genau.
stone for Matthäus Hofer.
Ja, genau.
Now they're looking at another
Gotta be
angle
full.
here.
Catchen.
coming in and tapping that, but then they still have to get the angle to come in there. Not easy once you're banging around several stones.
Yeah, a lot of stones in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And if you count the high guard, 12 stones in play.
Also über den gelben, an den anderen gelben.
Now, fortunately for Hofer, they're only giving up one, but
Yeah,
down
but
by 4, they can't afford to give up anymore. They need to start. They need to win.
If this
points and ends.
True, if this was a second end and they were tied up, giving up one is not bad, but here they really need to kind of chase in the game.
Trying to make this one curl.
Nope.
Catches that red, and
the guard served its purpose, and we have another steal here for G-Force. And G-Force very, very close to the final right now, because not only are they winning, they were in the 3rd place, which means they had the best tiebreak results in ends, and now they are even adding more ends to that pack. So very, very hard for teams below them in the ladder. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4 ends so far.
direct race from the center line side with the hack weight. That's always it was a possibility, but even with the teams have not been able to really judge that line going from inside out very well this tournament. So I think a lot of teams, I think Hofer was saying that's a tough one. We're not sure what that's going to do, so probably avoided getting into that.
Yeah, G-Force have 15 ends so far. Adding 4 on top of them, that's 19 ends.
Jó, kicsit széles!
I think they are very close to the final now.
As I've said several times on this cast already, Ava starting things off for G-Force in the 7th end. A little bit light, but they're going to sweep this one down as far as they can, get it back to the center line, and it actually creeps into the house. What do I know?
Perfect stone here, and
Oh, drüber hinaus. Drüber hinaus. Arrogant. Sehr eng. Okay.
yeah, and going for a corner guards. I mean, they have to score points, so they need those guards. But the corner guard setup also requires good precision, because first you have to set up your guard on your stone, and afterwards you have to tear down the setup of your opponent, and then you have to start making some points.
Irány nagyon jó, irány nagyon jó. Most már kell belülről, most már muszáj. De nagyon jó lesz. Jó, van hely.
This one looks like it's deep enough. Should be able to get behind that
Minél messzebb legyen egymástól a kettő.
red one top of the house. We're going to finish this
Gyönyörű,
off.
szép söprő, szép.
Oh,
Beautiful stone from Eva.
that's great.
Is Eva
I gotta
MVP
say,
here in this
she's
game?
gotta be player of the match. She has been super solid for G-Force on the front end there.
Yeah, leads tend to remain underlit, because they don't throw spectacular bang stones, but with a setup like this, they really prove how important they can be for their team. Corner guard here for Team Hofer.
Gut, sehr schön. Das Taschentuch verloren.
Just slightly high, but getting down there. There it goes.
Another center guard.
A 4-es az se baj, de a 3-as a legjobb.
So John, if I end up winning the prediction of this game, I would have a 6-3 point lead in our prediction game, so that
Kicsit
would
szűkebb.
Why,
Jó, most
why
már
are we
menjünk
bringing up
hozzá,
like
mert
the
át fog
unimportant
nyúlni.
stuff?
Ja.
Nobody cares about that.
Jó lesz, jön a helyére. Ne, most már áthúzzát. Semmi.
This one to settle down on that center line.
Jó.
Solid play here for
Szép.
G-Force.
Yep. I think that's all they need to do from here on in. They just need to put it out there, put the pressure on Mateus and Team Hofer, and force them to do their setup and hit their shots, and they'll be able to just kind of clean things up as they need it. So really make it difficult for Team Hofer. Looking for line on this one. I think they may have waited too long. This is going to tick off that yellow. Where's that going to end up?
That helps G-Force, I guess.
És ha csak legárdoljuk?
Mindenképpen, igen.
De egy.
Igen.
Yep. Another thing to worry about there. Just need to put up a guard in front of it and kind of try to take that one out of play.
Yeah. Team Hofer
Kettes, hármas.
lost their corner guards and added kind of a center guard that's useful for G-Force here.
Kicsit szűkebb. Jó. Nem szűk, nem szűk, nem szűk.
Just kind of leaving this one alone, or it starts to curl. Be careful it's not too heavy and taps it in, but I think this was dying.
Oké, jó. Oké.
A slight mistake there with that tap, but it's Mateus looking at hit and roll off of it. I could tap that yellow one in to get the red shot out of the way. Cooper staying off it. There's that curly point in the eye. Seems to kind of get through, but over curls. I think that was a little bit tight off the hand. And rolls off now. It just taps in front of that yellow and makes things even worse for Team Hofer. It's just not their morning.
No, Team Hofer not able to break down the setup of G-Force, which is so crucial in those corner guards game openers. And if G-Force is able to just building that defensive wall, then I don't see a lot of chances for Hofer to score points in this end here.
Yep.
Even though they have a big point lead and they're in control, still very, very focused here. I think that that tells. You cannot slip in that moment where you start to relax too soon in the game and then allow your opponent to come back.
And G-Force has that right mindset, playing each end to win it. This one, light. Super's trying to get it over. Yeah, it's going to carry past the hog line, but drifts off the center line where they really would have liked that. Now if you're Team Hofer, what are you doing? You're just going to try to...
Yeah, they can open things up if they hit it in the right angle. They might... I don't know if they can actually double them out, but at least open things up in the center and roll to the sides.
A little late on the line call, I think. Maybe a little bit tight. Yeah, that's going to curl over and catch that top red.
Yeah, another
do here. It's going to shoot that yellow into the house. Nope, comes up just short. Whoa.
Almost stripped over a stone coming out of nowhere. But yeah. The demolition works of the Hofer team are unsuccessful so far, allowing G-Force to just reattempt that center guard.
Ez jó. Jöjjön, ameddig mozog, még. Át
Just
kell
wanting
jöjjön.
this one come down, sit on the center line.
Jó, elég. Átjön, hagy.
Start covering up that middle, make things difficult.
És még ez is átfordul.
And just carries off, but I still think that's a good spot for it. It's gonna be, it's definitely in play.
You can see the facial
Snap the
expression on
nase, to the high
Theo's
side.
face, like,
High
"Phew."
side. Peel.
Yeah, peel weight, big one's coming. Try to get a lot of stones moving.
Linie.
Hold the line here. Gets a little help from that other red guard, kind of straighten things out, clears things up. It's exactly what they wanted. Does leave the shooter in the center, but it is their own stone, so they can still use it to run back, even though that is a long run back from there.
It's a bit more open, but still that yellow stone on the center line is a bit annoying for Team Hofer. GeForce trying to add another center guard in between those stones.
Jó volt mind a két játék, jó volt, mind a kettő hasznos volt.
And I think we have a first. Somebody is using the beach chairs in the back.
Nope, yep.
I think that's the first time ever I've seen this happening in the tournament so far.
Nem szabad bántsuk. 6-os is jó. 3-as is, csak nagyon centrum.
Working this one again, get down just in between, past that yellow guard. Anywhere behind it will be good. Takes away that long run back.
3 sweepers to deliver the stone.
It's looking good. Just needs to curl a little bit more, and there it is. That's
Nice.
enough. Great guard there. Takes away so much, just that little bit overlapping, and suddenly you have less options, but they're going to have to try to draw this one in.
Den draw. Ikke lykke. Genau, voll in. Muss voll 4 Fuß liegen. 10 was dann. Wenn ihr dann schön finish. Viel Platz. Oh, ist gar nicht mehr so schlecht. Ist close. Nur Länge.
Close, yeah, they need to sweep for line.
Muss Köln.
Oh, actually, this
Nur Länge,
one,
Jungs.
gonna tap on that yellow. Will that get it over? Just the slightest little kiss. Curls it over, puts it into third position, but
Yeah.
not good enough.
Third position is meaningless. I think this is something GeForce even likes, having yet another stone on that center line. Just more protection for the shot stone here.
Belülről kiüt és akkor 3. Tehát igazán ide kell a gárd. Ide.
And they are just
Az nem szerencsés.
starting to block things. I mean, there's still a draw path over on the right side, so they're closing the gap.
Nem belülről kéne?
Once that gap is closed, I think Team Hofer, they will have to look at run back options over on the left side, going on red, yellow. I think Matthias was quickly checking on that, but yeah, the draw is obviously the preferred choice. Should be the easier one.
Hogy védjük az ívet is, meg azt, hogy
Any way you look at it, Hofer does not have many high percentage chances here.
Yeah.
And GeForce is just going to try to make this one, make it take away any opportunity.
They were kind of forced starting this end with placing corner guards, but then GeForce with their lead being so accurate.
Várj. Megvan magától. Ja,
There it
tök
is.
jó.
Closing the draw.
Szép, jó.
And yeah. What run back options are out there?
Dave, geh mal ins Heck. Dave, geh mal ins Heck.
Yeah, maybe come up here and try to tap this one onto there, but man, that's not not easy. If they can do it, they could score 3.
I think they have to look for options to score 3. It's kind of all or nothing.
Hinten hast du nicht durch. Hinten hast du nicht durch.
Yeah, 3 brings them back into the match.
Außer du kriegst da genau einen Curl zusammen.
Not really sure one, other than, yeah, maybe at this point they're playing for placement, trying to stay in that top 8 so they can at least play for prizes.
Und dann der da.
Stop moving, Matthias.
Ja, ich meine,
I'm trying to have a nice close-up for your mom, but then you have to sit still.
das ist der einfachste
well.
Fall. Die 2. Nase, Nase. Sind wir schnell. 8-5.
8-5, so they are going for heavy takeout
Double run.
speed here.
Good weight on this
High
one.
side.
I guess he likes the red onto yellow onto red better than the yellow over onto red, but neither of these are high percentage shots. Got my finger over the button. We want to see something fantastic here.
Whoa! Curl! Curl!
Needs it to curl. It's going to catch it a bit outside and
Nope.
just passes through. So that is yet another one
More
for
steal.
G-Force.
Yep. And G-Force taking 2 points in 5 ends. I think they are with one leg into the final right now. I mean, they had the
I think
best
so.
tiebreaker in terms of ends. They were 3rd position. Now they take 5 ends, so a potential competitor needs to score 6 ends or more, or 7 ends, depending on how much they have to chase. So I think G-Force could be announced as a team in the final.
I would think so. They're looking so solid. I think it would take a complete meltdown here. I mean, they're up by 6. Hofer, even to have a chance, would need to. Yeah, they would need to score a 7 house to win. I don't think that's happening.
No.
Die 2 da unten, ja, das sind jetzt 9 Minuten, die jetzt gespielt haben.
In the rank we have
Ja, ganz gut.
some other teams. Dream Team only 13 ends. Team Clark 14 ends.
So as I've said before, Ava leading things off for G-Force here in the 8th and final end. The bell will be ringing in 8 minutes. But then again, we're only playing maximum of 8 ends anyway, so last end any way you look at it. They're going to bring this one into the house. I think they're going to just force a hitting game.
Yet another very well stone. High five. She knows. Yeah. You can be proud of your game. I think well deserved here.
Hofer going for the corner setup. They're really going to try to do something. This one is just drifting wide again.
Picit toljuk meg!
All the way out there.
Yes.
All right, let's give another little update, see what's going on here on the different sheets. Team the Leggington, they have been taking it to Team Karg, leading it 10-5 over there in the 7th. Team Vareka and Team Genner locked up at 5 in the 7th end as well.
Jó.
G-Force leading Hofer 8-2.
Igen, csak
And over on
Oh,
sheet
hagyd
D,
forduljon,
the
hagyd
Dream Team
forduljon.
is leading Team Flugler 6-2
jó lesz, hagyd,
in the
mert
7th
elmegy
end.
mellette lehet. És akkor inkább álljon meg 6-osba.
going to see a few more games end in the 7th instead of making it all the way 8th in this, but I think that's due to probably more thinking time taken, making sure things are what they are. Great stone from Ava. Good way to finish her match. Very solid the entire day.
Yeah.
An Platz. Bloß einer, wenn. Oh. Jetzt geht er. Bisschen geht er. Lieber
Don't think
Curl
that one's going to curl all the way over where Mateus wants it.
Gerade scheiße. Geh mal.
They definitely don't want this one sitting on the center line.
Okay.
It's going to drag into the house.
Üttük. Jöhet 90, menjen minden.
Just peel it off. Get rid of it.
90. 90. Várj. De söpöd. Jó, hajt. Oké, szép.
One doing its job, getting rid of it. Shooter rolls off to the side. They don't really care if that one stays around.
Jawohl, auf 3. Drüber aus.
Coming out.
Sehr gut. Schenk den Jungs.
Another corner guard. This one's a little bit better positioned.
Egy hármas.
There was a scoring update. They hadn't updated the score over on sheet B between Verreken and Genner. Verreken scored 2 in the 6th, so they need that 7-5 over Genner in the 7th end.
And just strong result here for the Belgian team. And with only 3 more minutes on the clock, they might end up just playing 7 ends, which means could be the final end in that game.
It definitely will be. They basically just about halfway through the 7th end, so still quite a lot of stones to play over there.
So virtually, we could have a final Verreken against GeForce, the way it's right now.
The way things are sitting right now, I believe that's so. 2 non-Austrian teams in the finals of the Austrian Open.
Ja, Linie!
Unless they suddenly change the rules.
Curl. Option. Okay.
Double tap there, gets rid of one, pushes the other one aside.
Nullával üssük ki.
Yep. Let's just get rid of it. Team Hofer can still technically win, even though that one stone is out of play. As soon as this one is out, they can't technically win, but they could still draw.
Yeah, if Genner and Team Verreken would draw, then that would mean they would play the final.
Yes, they would have a rematch over on the broadcast
Akkor
sheet.
várj, másik oldal lesz.
Lots of things can still happen. Going to take out that yellow, taps the red on its way
Jó, hogy
by,
mondtad, hogy
but
30, mert így akkor tudtunk.
Nice situation for
does the
GeForce.
job. Yep, G4 sitting 3 in the house. Hofer saying, okay, we have to get over there, try to freeze up against that red on the side. That's the only place there's any kind of protection.
Basically, if you're third or fourth seeds entering
Linie!
the morning game, all you
Linie!
can do is basically win and try to win with as much ends as possible, and then it's just
Linie!
wait and see.
Wow, Jungs.
Just
Länge.
needing this for line length. I mean, line is good. Guten Morgen.
Gut gespielt, Dave.
Bina, good to see you. This one gets behind that red, but it is sort of protected, so sitting third shot, not a terrible result for that stone. There is the bell. The final 6 stones of this match to be played. All but a foregone conclusion for G-Force. Just needing to make sure that they don't accidentally tap any yellows in and move their stones around, and this will be their victory.
Virály nagyon jó, csak a sebesség.
Yes, that is correct. You have joined in just in time to see the end of a blowout. G-Force has been playing super solid this morning. Not really having to do anything flashy, and Team Hofer being just a little bit off.
Szép!
Wow.
And yeah, this is G-Force. This is just kind of sums it up. G-Force doing stuff like that and really just saying, okay, we're taking away any little chance you have.
Yeah.
And that is more or less the game for G-Force right now. One stone in the out of play, one stone sitting back in play, but no chance of scoring. That leaves G-Force or Hofer with needing a minor miracle to even draw this match, but having those 2 reds buried in front of their yellow means it's going to take an act of God.
Yep. Nur Länge, Linie perfekt. Oh. Dranbleiben, Jungs. Bouncen kann er. Sicher Länge, Jungs. Sicher Länge.
Sweep the line and wait. This one's coming up a little bit light. It's going to sneak around that yellow, but it's just not going to have enough weight to get there. And yeah, those 2 stones kind of summarize this match in a neat little package. G-Force being super solid, putting the things where they need to, and Hofer being just a little bit off.
Innen dobol. Ennyi. Ide kéne, igen. Lehet szélesebb. Nem, jó az.
Not really a whole lot that G-Force can do
Jönk ide
wrong
egy ilyen
here.
5-ös körülbelül centerre. 4-es, 5-ös.
Probably want to put one in. Probably want to put it in the
Nagyon szép
house,
volt a más az a
just to
követ.
prevent Hofer from having anything to hide behind. But
Igazából majdnem.
at this point, it's academic.
Négy nulla? Ó, jövök. Na jöjjök. Egy jó gárd! Szerintem hagy.
This one is light. Might as well let that one die before the hog.
Nem megy el.
Well, terrible for the playing statistics. It has no effect on the match.
Nope.
And we're not keeping statistics, so
Ah, schießt ihn weg. Wenn, dann
I
ist
think
der
he's
Fies.
fine.
Ich finde den gut.
Over on the B sheet where you have Genner against Team Verreken, a draw is still possible in that game.
Nochmal den Freeze.
well, a tie too. We call it a tie. It makes
tie,
it
yeah.
easier because yeah, when you have a shot that's called a draw, and then a result that's called a draw, it gets confusing. So yes, a tie. So Team Verreken leading 7-5 in the final end over there.
Yeah, but Team Genner having 2 stones in the house right now. We're down to the last couple of stones. Genner having the hammer.
Nur Länge, Jungs. Linie gut. Safe Linie. Linie.
Just wanting to throw a good stone here just to finish off this end. something going
Wow.
positively. That just sneaks right around, and oh, I don't know. That's close.
Go, Christy. Geil.
Thumbs up from his team.
Az irány az jó volt, nem? De az jó volt, nem?
Could be third shot.
Igen. Az jó lett volna? Az jó lett volna.
Not sure how they're going to get those
Legyen
last two
szűkebb.
out to
Ah,
win,
so.
but hey, maybe they'll at least have a spot to.
Igen, de most már tényleg ez lenne a legjobb, ilyen közepet teli ötös.
They'll have a chance
Hogyha
to
megüti, akkor is rosszabb legyen.
draw
mint
for a point, win the end.
Dobok egy gyorsabbat,
Yeah, maybe we get a spinorama or something, Bina. And I love your relentless optimism for the underdog.
No. Sok.
A little bit deeper than they wanted. They just didn't want to get a hit to allow that to be shot. Actually isn't.
Igen.
Proof that we are in the
Solid draw.
Kitzbühel Curling Club.
Ja, du-
I keep wanting to call it Curling Club Kitzbühel, but they are KCC and not CCK, so
13 Meter, oder? Was war der gerade? Aber close,
you
oder?
see that sheet A went to final, but they did not put up the final
Ich
end.
glaube, der Trick ist jetzt ein bisschen
What a
schwierig.
surprise.
I think on sheet B, we're down to the last stone. It's just a draw for 2 and a draw for a tie there. So if Team Genner manages to just put a stone in the house, we would have a confirmed final Genner against Verreken.
Oh, Linie ist gut, okay, nur Länge.
Kind of
Dranbleiben, Jungs.
disappointing
Jump.
for G-Force. They've played so well.
Yeah.
This one coming up light. Sweeper's working it hard, but that is not going to get where
passt
they
schon,
need it.
passt schon. Der ist so lang weg.
And that is it. That is
1, 2, 3 at
Three.
least.
3, possibly 4
Okay.
for
Ja,
G-Force.
komm jetzt.
Fantastic match played by them. They deserve all of the accolades for that. But now they've seen it. They've seen the scoreboard.
There it comes. Then
Genner
Yeats.
making this one. This stone right there knocks G-Force out of the final, coming up just enough. Sweeper's working on that. So a shame for G-Force, but they can be proud of how they played today.
So we will have a final confirmed. Team Verreken playing against Genner. A rematch of this Sunday opener. But yeah, in this match, G-Force winning against Hofer with an extremely strong result. 11-2, winning 6 ends. And unfortunately, because of that tie, tie, it's not enough to get a spot in the final, but they will be third spot for sure. I don't know if they had a chance to peek over on sheet B. Because
They were. I saw that Grigor was looking over there, and Gurgi, excuse me, was looked over there, and he threw his hands out because he saw like, oh
Oh,
they're
no.
drawing for
Yeah.
the tie, and yep, they got it. So we're gonna spy on.
Yeah, snack
everybody.
time for the players, and I think we can hop back over to the booth because it's gonna be a short break. And was John rushing out to throw away the blanket?
My grandma blanket, yes, my shawl.
Yeah,
So yeah, good match from G-Force. They played outstanding. Nothing really given away. Team Hofer just wasn't on it this morning. Had their struggles, just missing things just too often, and giving G-Force a chance to just pull away and put it in their pocket. So G-Force will be playing in the bronze medal match. There's still some money to play for them, so it's not a total waste, but obviously the prize money in the finals is a little bit
Yeah, yeah.
higher. Unfortunate, but that's just the way things go.
yeah. I guess I imagine if you have the lead, you start kind of dreaming of the final because you know you have the best tiebreaker. Those ends are coming in and rolling in, so you know we are in the final unless there is a tie in the Genner Verreken game, which happened, of course. But they can look back at the strong tournament. However, the result is, and even the third spot, I think it's still on the podium there. The story of the game here, I think earlier the teams were fairly balanced, but it just showed that the level of precision on the G4 side was slightly higher. Hofer making these tiny mistakes, G4 pushing them, extending their leads, and at some point you come in a situation where Hofer has to take chances, has to play bigger risk, has to make different choices in their build-up, where the pressure was a bit off for G4s in the build-up, and if you have a player like Eva throwing such good lead stones, then they just kind of sealed the deal and had a solid win. I think that's how I would recap the game.
Yeah, fairly. I think that's a fairly astute assessment there. So,
was the 3 points in the third end the kind of momentum breaker, the kind of mental hammer for, or was it the steal of 2 right after, or a combination of both?
I think we're a combination of both. I think that 3 house was not really because Hofer had their chances to stop it. They didn't, but then immediately giving up a steal of 2 right after, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think the first one cracked the dam, the second one just kicked it right open. So yeah, these things happen. You'll have to come back, and they've got another match to play. So hopefully they can place well and move up some, recover from it. They've got a couple of hours to think about it. We have about 30 minutes to turn things around before we'll be seeing Garmisch against Team Derbrisch in another set of playoff games. So we're looking forward to that. We've got a former Olympic champion a former world champion as well being on the stream. Really looking forward to seeing that.
I think that will be the first time we would have a former Olympic curling champion on Curling TV.
Yes, we have had an Olympian before, but this will be our first Olympic champion.
Awesome. We look forward to that.
With that, thank you everybody for stopping in and saying hi and just even watching. We really appreciate it. We've got more curling coming up. So until then, goodbye.
Bye.